Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Looks like you can. So, my plan today is to finish the painting. So I'm going to start off with all the fur, all the sort of browny fur. Create some real depth of colours in it. To create the real oranges and the whites and the shadows and the shades. So it's going to be very, very textured. Probably a bit like I did on the in the cat photo. Remember the fluff at the back? The bed that the cat was sitting on. So I'll probably do something like that. My plan is to finish this today. I should be able to get it done. There's not a huge amount of work to do. A lot of detail on the tail. Can you see that? Yeah, a lot of detail on the tail. Around here. Around here. And then I need to go back and do a few bits. I want to play with the eyes as well. The eyes aren't perfect. And ultimately, seeking perfection. And yeah, do the background. Do a really sort of nice, smooth, sort of as if it is like a blanket, which I think it is. It might be like a might be a cushion on like an outdoor garden bench or something. I think that's possibly it. So let me know what you think. Ping me messages throughout. Still not feeling 100%, but should be able to get this done. Not a huge amount to do. The latest I'll finish is 10 though, so if I don't get it done by 10, I'll do another stream tomorrow. But if it's only the background I need to do, then I won't do that on stream. I'll just record it. So that's the plan. Right. So I'm going to put some oranges down, some nice browns, some oranges, some yellow ochre, some white, obviously, a bit of Payne's grey maybe, sort of orangey burnt sienna. I'll put a bit of vermilion down. I'm not going to use it raw. I'll obviously mix it. And yeah, go from there. Ooh. So I've basically run out of white paint and I need to open a new one, but I'm trying to get the most out of them before I start. I think that's well and truly gone, this one now. Into the bin. Put down some yellow ochre. Not a huge amount. Put down some burnt sienna. Very orangey brown, the burnt sienna. And I'll put down some vermilion. Which is sort of a reddy orangey colour. It's great to mix in. So I think the colour of this fur is more got yellow ochre, but it's definitely got a bit of vermilion in it's bringing out. So let's do some mixing. Gonna grab some white paint, get a bit of the vermilion. Get some water, it's getting a bit dry. Bit of brown, burnt sienna. And then the yellow ochre, which will really bring it out. See that almost ginger colour now. Let's get a bit more red in there. I think it needs a bit more yellow, so well, I'm just going to add some yellow. Put a bit to the side here. I don't usually mix to this depth on the palette. I really try to sort of get a similar colour match. I'm going to put some Payne's Grey down as well, actually. Because what I'll do is I'll grab a bit of the Payne's Grey and create a darker section down here. Get some water on that. So I'm going to start off underneath the mouth. I'm just going to create like brush or fairy strokes down here. This is the smallest brush I have. I do need a new set of brushes, to be honest, because these ones are getting a little bit old. This brush in particular. While I'm here, I might as well just do it down here as well. Get the fluff on there. Nice hair of this dog. So this is kind of like one of the darker colours I'm going to do. Then I'll start the lighter colours later on. So it'll really start popping out with the really bright colours that I'm doing later on. Almost put down like pure oranges and reds, that sort of thing. So this is all just about texture now. So now I'll move on to the brighter colour. It's far more abundant. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera. And I'll obviously do some pure yellow ochre colours, and then I might go and do actually some pure yellow and some pure vermilion, just in touches, just to make sure you can really see what's going on. It's basically the same colours I painted before. Hi, Stephen. How is the north of England? Is it snowing? I keep reading on my phone there's going to be for 48 hours of snow. Usually happens up north. Very windy here today. Although you're on the east coast, you probably don't get that much snow. Maybe you get more snow. I don't know. I always feel like all the wind comes from the west. The west is warm. If I actually cared, I would have done meteorology at university. Rainy and windy, no snow as of yet. It's good to see you. Still a bit sore throaty today. I'm better than I was yesterday, actually. I'm contemplating, I might not do it because it's quite a big ask. I'm contemplating doing a full Christmas Day stream and then a Boxing Day stream for many hours. I'm painting really quite a nice sort of scene I make up of foxes and stuff. Just a generic sort of Christmassy animal scene with foxes and snow and that sort of thing. Over Christmas and Boxing Day, so people can just drop in and drop out when they feel like it. I've got nothing really planned for Christmas. Just adding a bit of depth here with the Payne's Grey. There's a really quite a large amount of different colours on this fur. There's whites, there's oranges, there's reds, there's yellows, there's... I guess it's a little bit like my beard that I was painting in the last sort of self-portrait I did. I need to remind myself I need to step back today because I'm going to get a bit too engrossed in this and then realise I've gone too far with the white, as I quite often do. It looks alright, it's not popping. I think I need the really bright colours to pop, so the yellows and the oranges that I'm going to put on. Haven't really got any areas of highlight yet, so I'm just drawing one here, which is an obvious one. And I've got another one that goes like this. By the way, Stephen, if you're watching, is my sound synced with my voice, my mouth? Because whenever I do a recording, it's not. It's really irritating. But live stream might be very different. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. So when as I said, when I do a recording, it's not synced, which isn't really a problem because I never do the audio of my recordings, but I was just wondering if it was a general problem on the streams as well, because that would be irritating. I'm going to change software actually this weekend. So after I finish this painting, I'm going to spend time changing over to Streamlabs rather than OBS. And the reason being is with Streamlabs, you can stream at the same time, both horizontally and vertically, which means I can stream to TikTok and Instagram in their native formats rather than just always horizontally. So I think that'll get me a good reach, because Instagram is obviously a big place for artists, and I think TikTok is more worldwide and more users than sort of generic YouTube streaming. So I think that's going to hopefully raise my profile by doing that. But that's going to take me a few hours to set up, so I'll have to do that away from streaming. So I'll do that hopefully by this weekend. I'll do that so I can have it all set up for my Christmas Day streams. So I might not do any streaming before Christmas Day, or if I do, it'll be like a test stream on a Monday, Christmas Eve. Just a little short one where we can test if it's working or not. This dog's quite challenging really because of all the fur. I'm not trying to go photorealistic, I'm more going just sort of artistic, I guess. Sort of more of a representation that's pleasing to the eye. So it's a very, very different method from what I was doing for my self-portrait, which was very photorealistic. This is more caricature, whatever that word is. Caricature. I was never diagnosed with speech impediment when I was young, but I clearly have elements of one. Right, so I've done that sort of pour, I think, except for the bright colours. So let's go and try the bright colours and see what happens. So this is yellow ochre, which isn't that bright, so I'm safe doing this. And I'm deliberately doing it roughly over the top of what I've already done, so I don't influence the whole painting too much. Just adding elements of colour as I'm going. And then I'm probably going to go with a pure vermilion, and if that's not good, then I'll just let it dry and then paint over it. Great thing with painting, as I've always said before, you can experiment, because worst case scenario, you just paint over it. Right, vermilion. High risk. Small little touches of it. Just be very careful with where I put it. Really there is like a highlight. The same way I use sort of white, it's there to sort of bring in the highlights. And actually I think that's worked quite well. It's popping out. I might soften it actually with a bit of paper towel in certain places, like there. This is just adding a lot of vibrancy to the painting. I think I probably will go over it with something later on just to soften it slightly, but I don't think it's too bad. Quite a lot of it down here. Just softening it now with the paper towel, so it takes sort of like 20, 30, 40% of it off. I think that works really nicely actually. I'm now going to go in with the bright yellow. Do really strategic bits. The thing is with yellow, because it's not really in terms of paint, it's not a overwhelming colour. It should just sort of go on sort of gently and softly and not actually show pure yellow. It's more of a bit of a wash, I guess, in some cases. So it probably mixes with vermilion really well. Maybe I should have done that actually. Mix vermilion to create a really nice orange. So I've just done now, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it's quite a vibrant orange. I think that looks pretty good, to be honest. Just going to get some Payne's Grey on the shadows. When I'm doing these shadows, I'm trying to take into account what I've already painted. So I'll go in between the existing brush strokes. Yeah, I think that works quite well. Oh no, there's a spider living in Stephen's Christmas wrapping tube. I'm waiting for Boxing Day to buy all my Christmas presents because my Christmas will be in January. That's when my family's back from their holidays. Which will save me oodles of money, I think. I'll just buy everything off Amazon anyway, so. Which they do have Boxing Day sales, to be fair. Just put a bit of shadow on there. I'm going to soften it with the kitchen towel. I've done an awful lot of finger painting in this painting. Probably do the shadows at the end, to be honest, but just put them in now and then I can do it in the end if I need to. So I think that makes the whole dog sort of pop out a little bit. Just going to do a little shadow around the edge just to see if I can make the head pop. Just use my finger to smudge that out. Right, now this paw. I'll zoom in. It's got a nice little paw there, it's got a nice little paw there. So I'll do that first. I'll get some white, get some of the Payne's Grey, get some more Payne's Grey. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw using the paint, just circle, and then I'll use the fine brush textures to add the fur over the paw. That's good, Stephen. Evicting the spider. I quite like spiders. I think they get a bit of a bad rep, to be honest. Like that, I don't particularly like picking them up, but I do. They're in my way. Definitely one of those things I'm more careful of when I'm in Africa. They have funnel webs in Africa. I saw one the last time I went. I didn't realise they had funnel webs. Yellow sort of backed funnel web or something. Maybe I should have spider painting. What are the bugs like in Kenya? They're not that bad. They're not like Australia. The biggest spider I've seen was probably about the size of my hand. Maybe a little bit less. But I think that wasn't poisonous. The really horrible bugs that I hate are the wasps. Because the wasps out there are not like black and white, black and yellow. They've got a body here, a tail, a head here, tail there. And they have the tiniest little spine that connects the two. They just look horrible and evil. Ugh. And I bet they pack a punch with the sting. I've never been stung, obviously. Get lots of geckos. I like geckos. Always keep one in your house. It gets rid of the flies. And mosquitoes. There's not that many mosquitoes where I live. There's not any malaria where I live either. You get a lot of snakes, but you rarely see them. Get quite a lot of cockroaches. I have a pretty cool photo of a spider that I might paint. I think that's got a very niche audience. If you paint a spider. I don't really know why I'm starting with the white here. It's not what I usually do. Just make some more. There was one time when I was driving in Kenya. It's about half an hour into the journey. The spider just came down from the sun visor and just stood in my way. And I was like, quickly got off the road and ran out of the car. Again, no idea what kind of spider that was. You do have to be a little bit careful. It was very colourful, so I suspect it wasn't going to be nice if it did decide it wanted to eat me. Or at least taste what I was like. Apparently you get really quite deadly scorpions in Kenya. I've never seen one. I do tend to check my shoes a lot, though, just in case, especially when I'm in rural areas. That'd be a bit of a downer to my trip if I got a scorpion bite. Paint's drying very quickly. Maybe it's because I got the fan on. Let's get some water out. Probably just made that way too wet now. Get out. It's a bit more of a wash now rather than a paint. When I'm painting in Kenya, I might have to invest in some of those stay wet palettes if it's going to dry this quickly in this country. Kenya's a 3-hour difference, so it might be a bit difficult to stream at like in the evening. The streams will probably start at 5 PM UK time, so that'll be 8 PM Kenya time, basically immediately after I've finished work. Just turn my day upside down, I guess, is what's going to happen. Do all the evenings type stuff in the morning and then start work at about 11:30 or 11, sorry. Music is very pleasant. Nice and chill to listen to. How's that look? I'm going to put the yellow on now. Just checking if anyone's bothered joining on Twitch, but no, not as usual. Which is fine, I'm not that bothered at all. I just don't know when to give up. I think I'm almost giving up, to be honest, on Twitch. I don't think it's worth the effort. Actually, I don't think it's any effort at all to keep continuing streaming on Twitch. I just couldn't care less about the views. I just would ignore it until You never know, if I keep streaming, maybe one day people start watching my Twitch streams. But I'm really not that bothered. YouTube's the place to be, and I think Instagram probably is as well. Possibly Facebook, but Facebook are a bit strict with their terms. You can't stream unless you've got 1,000 followers. No, 100 followers. And have been a member for so long. I've never been a member of Facebook for years, so... starting from scratch is going to be difficult. Not my idea of fun, really. Don't give up, mate. No retreat, no surrender. I'm not going to give up. I'm really enjoying it. Even if no one watches, I'm like, woo, I really enjoyed that stream, just talking to myself, nattering on. Because I know there's a good chance my streams get 30 or 40 views after they've been released. And I'm 100% sure nobody watches them in total, but they probably skip through it. So actually, it's definitely worth it. Considering I've only been doing this a month, I think I'm doing really well. Although I'm really annoyed at YouTube. My latest short, which I think is absolutely fantastic, it's a tutorial of how I drew my hair and my self-portrait. YouTube has only allowed 26 people to be able to see it. Or is it 28 people be able to see it, and it's had like 26 views. And I'm like, percentage is phenomenal of people who've seen it in their feeds, but YouTube isn't pushing it to anyone. I'm like, well, what else can I do? I've changed the description. So my plan is I'm going to upload my full self-portrait in 30 seconds and link that video to it. I could re-upload the video, but it takes a couple of days sort of thing to reset the algorithm, and I don't think that's necessarily going to work. It's really annoying because I genuinely think that's my best shot yet. But the cat one got 1,000 views, which is pretty good, considering. But then it is a cat. As soon as you put the word cat on the title, it probably goes, people are like, oh, yay. Don't know if the cat video phrase is gone. Gonna go pure brown here, just to show a bit of depth in this sort of dark furry area. And I'm gonna use the paper towel to soften it. Steve used to spend hours. Oh yeah, Steve has a really cool 3D printing channel. If anyone wants to go there, click on his name and have a look. Steve used to spend hours recording 3D printing on YouTube, chat to the camera and all that, then watch it back after editing and simply delete it. Because really, no, I haven't deleted anything yet. That's sad. I don't know if I'll do any live talk to camera videos, actual videos that I keep, because not really me. Can't bother sitting down there. However, I'm considering paying, what is it? There's this thing where you can synthesize your voice. So you basically, AI creates your voice for you, and then you can basically give it a text script and it'll create your voice exactly as a script. So ask something like ChatGPT to create a script and upload it into this thing, which creates your voice, and then you've got basically zero editing. And I am genuinely considering doing that because I cannot be bothered recording. I'm not very good at speaking to a microphone. Never have been, really. So I think using my voice is possibly great. Using that would be a great sort of compromise to having talk over videos, narrated videos, but actually without me sounding like I'm making mistakes every 5 seconds, getting angrier and angrier at the microphone as I keep doing it. It's not my fault that I make mistakes, it's the microphone's. Also, when I'm ill like this, I don't really want to record a video because my voice doesn't sound 100%. Though it sounded really deep and husky this morning. Maybe I should have done it then. So I already did this bit yesterday by the look of it, where the white is, but I'm going to sort of bring the black into the white so that it looks like the white is going over the top of the black. From a distance anyway. It's not black, it's Payne's grey anyway. Some bloopers are not meant to be seen. I actually published a YouTube short that was a blooper and no one liked it. So I deleted it. I didn't delete it, I just set it to private. Not 100% sure if I like the colouring here. What do you think of the colour, the orange? It's a bit brighter than the image. I'm talking about the colours here, here, here. I think it's unique. I might go over it, soften it with a bit of white, but I haven't said how much I love yellow ochre before. I think I say it in every single painting I've ever done in my life. Such a good colour. It just does everything you ever wanted to. It's like if you... It's like a miracle colour. Sorry. Should cover the microphone when I cough, to be honest, shouldn't I? Yellow ochre by itself is an absolutely hideous colour. Yeah, I think it looks a bit on the red side as well. I'll soften it with a bit of white or something. Or yellow ochre, actually. That's what I'll do. Soften it with yellow ochre, seeing I've got it now. Just go over the red bits. Only going over the bright red bits. So the red is still going to poke through the yellow ochre, but it's not going to be the overwhelming colour that it currently is. You think that's any better? Has that even made a difference? To be fair, the monitor I'm actually watching the live stream on is really not a very good monitor. Very difficult to calibrate things. It's supposed to be an HD monitor, but it's not. It's like a sort of half HD monitor. I was a bit annoyed when I bought it because it said it was HD, but they're both refurbished. I think they're £50 for two on eBay. They weren't even refurbished, they're just £50 for two on eBay for old used ones. Oh, thanks. I think it looks better on the painting as well. Looks much better on the painting. I just went a bit too vermilion on it. Thank you for that feedback. I find that sort of thing extremely useful for me. And just as I did that, I'm going to put some bright red here again and then go over it with the yellow ochre because I quite like that effect. Actually, soften it with the yellow ochre after I've done it to create a layer, really nice layer. I think this is quite a challenging subject because the reference image is really out of focus in certain places. I kind of have to make it up as I go along. It's very difficult to paint out of focus, I think. I certainly haven't got it. So, as I say, I think it's quite a difficult subject to paint stuff in certain places. Also, the image itself is terrible quality. I mean, it's a nice, well-composed photo, but said they didn't have the original image, which is very sad because it's a nice picked photo. Now it's been immortalised in paint for at least the next many years. I do wonder that if I ever become a famous artist, maybe after I've died, because all my paintings are being recorded online, they'll be like the lost works of Oliver Washington or Ollie the Artful. Lost works of Ollie the Artful, the film. Don't think that's going to happen, but do the highlights over this area. The paint's quite wet, so this might not work very well. Oh, it works alright. I was watching a video where a guy did fur, and he was just getting a... I think I already said this earlier on, but he was just getting a thread, just coating it in paint and just putting the thread on there and then peeling it off for every single individual hair. I'm like, it's never going to be worth it. If I spend more than like 5 hours on a painting, I start getting impatient. Now I need to do the tail. Adding a few highlights on the bits that I've already done. Yeah, the string thing is, or the thread thing is hardcore, am I like? And also, yes, my self-portrait was quite photorealistic, but what's the point in a photorealistic painting? I really don't know. The only reason I did the photorealistic painting of myself was more just to see if I could. See how accurate I could get. And I could go a lot more photorealistic than I did. But when you're looking out from it from a distance, then it looks photorealistic, so I don't really see the need to go even more photorealistic. Right. I'm going to go with a vermilion here. A bit of yellow. Really bright strands on this tail. I'm going to try and replicate it somehow. The easel's getting in the way here. So I've got some texture down there. I'm going to now do the Payne's Grey and try and get that between the strands I did, just to show a bit more texture. And I'll finish off with some white and some yellow. Just going to get some white, mix some yellow and orange in there. Entirely the wrong yellow, but I think that'll do for the highlight. Just get that on there. When your dad was painting, he'd have a mirror behind him. Every now and again, he'd look at the painting in the mirror, and it made him look further away. That's better, apparently. Well, interestingly, I think I use the screen when I'm actually checking out the painting. I don't stand back, but that might help. I'll try that out. Because I'm recording it and I can see it on the screen anyway, I am using that, but the colours aren't exactly accurate. They're close enough, I think. It might be a good idea, actually. I don't know where I put it though. Well, I suppose I do have a big space there. But you need two mirrors. One that's here, behind, and one that's above the easel, so you can look up and see if it's further away. So it's in the right sort of orientation. Probably a bit overkill. Things look very weird the wrong way around. Right, now for the highlights. Quite a few views on this video. Stream. I'm almost inclined to say that that's the dog finished. Let me zoom out on the reference image. Am I back? Can you hear me? How's this going to work? Like that, maybe? Well, I thought I'd charge that, so that's worrying. Hope you're impressed with my contingency, though. I'd planned for that eventuality. Because I have to be honest, I'm quite impressed with my contingency, though. So what do you think of the dog? Think it looks good? Think there's any areas I need to improve on? Tell me now, or forever hold your peace. It's really useful getting live feedback when I'm painting. You get such a different perspective from what I can see. Thank you, Stephen. Is there any areas that are jumping out of you that need fixing? You've got any of your father's paintings, Stephen? You should let me see them. Be very interested to see them. So I'm just lightening up the sort of yellowy colour. As always, I'm just making the background quite rough. No point at being super duper fancy. So this is like slightly out of focus, I guess. Put some more shadows there. Bring the shadow down. This one as well. Just rub that in with my finger. I think that's quite a nice folding effect looking at the back there. Sorry, excuse me. The shadow back in. Really rub it in. Right, I might change palette now. So I want the front to be far more impactful in terms of colours. I need to stop doing that. Every time I bend over and put my palette away, I paint the wall. Which is not a good idea. Right, let's see if there's any paint left on this one. Oh, there is a bit. That's it though. So I'm going to start going really, really heavy on the white here. Turning the, as it comes to the foreground, I'm going to be very sharp with my edges. So it's more in focus, as it were. At the back it's out of focus, then it becomes more in focus as we go forward. I quite like that there. I really like that effect where it's really sort of out of focus and rough here. Then as you get forward, it becomes much more in focus. I think that works really well. I really do. What I think I'm going to do though is, I assume I use cobalt blue. Just go over the cobalt blue once more time. Use cobalt blue? Yeah, I did. Same colour. Just go over it really heavily here. It becomes really rich and deep. And finally I'll do shadows all the way around underneath the dog. And that'll be this painting finished. I'll spend the next evening setting up my new stream format. Be much better. I'll get rid of these unnecessary words on the screen, so like palette cam, ollie cam, reference. I'll just put little boxes around them. You can see the full reference image very easily. I'll create a vertical format, and I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe if you're watching on YouTube and you're streaming a vertical and a horizontal feed, if you switch your phone round, it will suddenly turn vertical. change the orientation of the stream, so you'll see vertical mode. So what I think will happen is you'll have the painting up at the top, and you'll possibly have me or the palette below, or both. I really like the way that's really sharp now. Really faded and fuzzy at the back, and light, and then it's sharp at the front. This one down here needs to be sharper. Oh. There's one down here, but I might just ignore it. I think it'll take away from the eye if I draw a little bit of blue down there. I'll do this one. I don't quite want that to be as blue, so I'm going to add a little bit of white. Now I'm going to do a little bit of colour reference here and there on the white. So the blue is going to come very gently over onto the white, and I'm just going to rub it in. Just to get rid of that really, really sharp. Colour reference is so important. And now the eyes stand out because of the blue background. If I didn't do blue on the eyes, they wouldn't stand out. They'd just be white. But now, because I've done the blue background, the eyes suddenly jump out of the painting because your eye's expecting to see more blue. There is blue in the painting, but I think that's sky blue. That's almost irrelevant for what I was trying to get there. I'm just going to blend this colour inference softly here. Reference here as well. Guess I might as well do it up here as well. Bit of a wash over the whole thing. That's cool. Now, the very last thing I'm going to do, get a very, very wet, not orange brush. Need white. Get that paint quite wet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do the bit of the staccato motion. Just add a little bit of white dots to these. Then get some clean paper towel. My hands are filthy today. Get some clean paper towel, just rub it out slightly to soften it up. So I might start doing sort of tributes and reviews to famous artists, one of the things that might get my viewer count up. bit more of a tutorial in my opinion, so it'll be my opinion rather than a factual piece. Have a look at famous arts and be like, yeah, whether I like it or not. I might even look at sort of local artists or small artists trying to make it in life. Do reaction videos, I guess. Way too much there. So the last thing I need to do is really just focus on the shadows. I'm really happy with how the painting's come along. I'll get some Payne's Grey. I'm going to mix it with a bit of water. Way too much Payne's Grey, just totally wasting the paint as usual. So my strategy here is to go around pretty much the whole dog, paint the shadow on, and then dab it off. Just so it pops out a little bit more. This doesn't exist on the painting in some of the places, on the photo. I just want to make it pop. So this is a commission that's almost finished now. Send it off to the person who asked for it, and it'll hopefully be wrapped up in a nice frame for Christmas. Oh, I wonder if they could film it so I could put it on the YouTube channel. Don't know if they'd, probably wouldn't let me do that. So yeah, pretty much done. Doing that thing where I'm probably going way too much, but hey, just adding some detail on the paws. Oh, a bit too much there. Just adding the odd highlight here and there, just to continue the story. There you go. I need to stop. So yeah, I'll stare at it for the next sort of day or so. Just make sure it is all completed. Might need a bit more browny colour up here for inference. Get the yellow ochre out for that. I'm just putting a light yellow wash of yellow ochre just to get some inference up here, so the eye understands what's going on. So you still get the white as the main colour. It's more of just an inference, so it draws all the painting together with the same colour, so there's not much contrast. I mean, it's probably not in the picture. I'm not really looking. Subtle highlights here and there of the inference. Something that your eye, you won't consciously recognize, but your eye will. So yeah, I think that's done. So let me know in the comments what you think. I haven't really got a plan for my next painting. As I say, plan number one is to sort out my streaming software, make sure that is top notch for Christmas. And then from there I'll go to do the stream. And then between Christmas and New Year, I'll try and get 2 or 3 paintings done. So I plan to do a really massive, like, Christmassy one, so like foxes and stuff. Well, thank you. Getting hearts going all over my screen now. That's cool. I've never seen that before. So yeah, Christmas Day. I think I'm going to paint 2 foxes. I'm going to make it up. This will be like my first freestyle painting. Paint 2 foxes, sort of cuddling each other with the moon behind, possibly some trees down the side, like in the winter. I'll do that on a massive canvas. Well, not massive. I'll do it on a 60 by 90 canvas, which is over twice the size of this one. And yeah, I'll just stream basically the whole day on Christmas. But thank you very much for watching. We need to sort out and tidy everything up. And yeah, I really appreciate it. And I really like how this painting's come out. I really do. So thanks very much. Have a great evening, everyone. Have a good night. It's night time now, isn't it? And thank you all for watching.